Hello and welcome to VIP Pensacola
Live edition.
We are your host, Steve and Shelley Black, and it is the June edition.
We are in June. You
Yes.
realize that we're halfway through the year.
I know, right?
Merry Christmas, by the way.
Well,
it's close, people.
It's fast closing in on us. Goodness. Well, we are brought to you today by your landscape professionals at Green Procedures Incorporated. We've been around, that's us, been around for 39 years.
Well, he's been around for 39 years. Let's just not put me in this.
Well, I just started it a few years before you joined me.
I was 2.
Yeah, you wish. Yeah, you have a birthday coming up. But anyway, we won't divulge that.
No.
But so we've been around a minute, and if I can help you in your landscape design, build, or maintain efforts, please reach out to me at steveblack1986@gmail.com or through our website at greenproceduresinc.net.
And speaking of advertisers.
Yeah, so I wanted to use this opportunity as well. As a small business person in Pensacola, we really enjoy our partnership with VIP Magazine in that, when you spend money advertising, you're in a partnership with each other. And not only does VIP do a really great job at spreading our name around and helping us have more identity and hooking us up with potential buyers, but our beliefs, our principles align with VIP Magazine.
So
and
that being
it's
said,
really good.
If you are a local business owner,
yeah,
and you would like to advertise in this wonderful magazine, like we do, contact Verla Price at VIPPensacola.com. And speaking of this wonderful magazine, let's get started.
Absolutely. Well, we got a cover.
We have an amazing cover. Congratulations to these 3 beautiful women, Julie Franklin, Sarah Wilborn, and Callie Brigham. And I knew this had to be evening in white. They're all 3 dressed in beautiful white dresses, beautiful handbags. And congratulations to Hannah Ovington, the photographer. You got a cover shot. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Very beautifully done, too. And we will talk about Evening in White in just a little bit. But congratulations and kudos to these 3 beautiful women.
It's a good pick.
Great
No
pick.
doubt.
Great pick.
Always exciting
Yeah.
to be on the cover of any magazine, right?
On any magazine, much less VIP. Yeah.
Well, let's see what Verla is up to.
Yeah, this is one of your favorite articles.
Yeah, she's always up to something. The letter from the associate publisher, Verla Price, she delves into the idea of when spontaneity fades.
That is never an issue with Steve Black. Trust me.
Well, spontaneity is just a wonderful thing, You wake up and it's like, what is the day going to bring?
You wake up every day.
What do we want it to bring? Let's drive to New Orleans for lunch.
Yes, he does. We do. No, spontaneity is not an issue.
But so spontaneously, Verla decided, a number of months back to go to Asia and do a motorcycle tour through the Himalayas.
That's coming up.
Yeah, and she did this on a spontaneous idea. Anyway, she's followed through. She's been training. She's been preparing for it.
This is nuts. Verla, I love you, but this is nuts.
But yeah, I love what she says. Spontaneous fades in your life. Life grows dull and uneventful. I so agree with that, and I try to live my life like that. But
you do.
But no, I just say, everybody should reach out and do something a little different sometimes because it does, make you grow.
It does make you grow, and I hope, Verla, you're planning on sharing this on social media, and hopefully that we'll have this in our comments.
She's going to have to write a big article on this and put it in the magazine.
And put it in the comments below.
I've never heard of anyone doing anything like this. This is super cool.
And we can all keep up with her, yes.
But read the article. She goes into more of, her way of thinking and how she lives her life and, It's good.
It's
It's good.
absolutely. And speaking of the events, VIP Pensacola covers, as we all know, multiple events every single month. And if you attended any of these events, or you have friends that attended any of these events, you may want to listen up. So this month, VIP came out to Evening in White, Toast on the Coast, Corks for Cause, Soundside Splendor, the 7th Annual Chamber Golf Classic, the 21st Annual Hog Fest, taking it to the Source, B&T, Glitz and Gallop Gala, the Pensacola Symphony Orchestra Guild Luncheon, Pensacola Beach Chamber After Hours, and the Escambia County Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony, and last, the Gumbo Yaya Cook-Off. So a lot. Their photographers
A lot
stay
of
busy. Their
events.
photographers always stay busy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's a great time in Pensacola as usual.
Yeah, absolutely. And what caught your eye? Let's get
Well,
into the events.
going back to the Evening in White, put on by the Junior League of Pensacola. So this year they're always doing it in a different venue, and I think a lot of times they do it outside. But they do the everything's in white, and they do a dinner and entertainment. And this year they held it at the Vinyl Music Hall.
Great.
At the
great,
corner of
mhm,
Garden
great
Street
venue.
and Palafox, and yeah, that's a wonderful space.
Mhm.
They had a roving saxophonist that was the entertainment. They were in it to raise money, and they did a number of things. But one of the things that I thought was really unique is that they brought in a jewelry booth
Okay.
selling jewelry. In the proceeds, of course, going to the Junior League. I thought it was very
Oh, I
unique.
love that
a twist on it. It
idea.
gets people
What a great
thinking,
idea.
It's
Yeah.
like, so how do you get people or keep people interested and excited about fundraisers? That was really unique. I thought it was a good
what
idea.
woman's going to be there not looking for the jewelry?
Yeah.
I know I would be.
Well, Hannah Overton actually, of course, took the pictures here. And the purpose of the Junior League of Pensacola, of course, is to develop leadership and then provide service to the community. It is a woman-led organization. It's popular, been around forever, right?
And the guys are allowed to tag along.
Well,
right?
always. Arm candy.
Definitely, baby.
Yeah. I'm sticking with that. But yeah, so what do you got?
Okay. Well, I had to touch on Corks for a Cause. So, the Guardian Ad Litem. This organization is really new to me, and it wasn't until a really good friend of ours, the beautiful Lisa Bradley, she became a volunteer and Guardian Ad Litem for this organization. And basically, what this organization does is they have representatives that stand up and advocate for children that have been taken out of their homes for various reasons, no fault of their own, but drug use, abuse, sexual abuses, or if the parents just don't have the means to take care of these children. And right now, there's 1,400 children in the dependency court system. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's very, very sad. And but Lisa was chatting with me a little bit more about this and what they do. And right now, a social worker, for example, takes on 50 to 80 children. Whereas with these volunteers for this organization, each volunteer will take one child and they meet with that child once a month for a year. And this is huge. I mean, it takes off so much pressure, and they really do need a lot more volunteers because their workload is quite heavy right now. So this Corks for a Cause was their fundraising event. And it was Hannah Ovington actually did the stories and the photography there. And it was, it was held at the 511. Roman Street Band, Culinary Productions came out, and the money raised for this particular event actually went to the children, the foster home children, for them to go to camp.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice. Yeah.
a little normalcy, that is just it's just wonderful. And there's so many friends that we saw that in the pictures here that we'd love to say hi to. Of course, Cynthia Arnold, and of course, Lisa and Jimmy are photographed here, and Savannah Wiggins, just so many beautiful people that came out in support of this organization. And if you would like to know more about this organization, we will have something, a few things in the comments so you can look for us on the YouTube channel. But you can also go to their website, which is nwfgal.org, and get some information if you're interested and this touched your heart and you would like to volunteer.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more important than for these children to have an adult advocating for them.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, clearly they can't make some of these decisions that need to be made, and they need to have some leadership from an adult that's going to advocate on their behalf.
Yes,
and that's what it's all about.
And Lisa's got the big old heart to do that.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, it didn't surprise me at all.
Thank you, Lisa, for all this information to help us out. And you also wanted to touch on
Glitz and Gallop Gala.
Yes.
This was photographed by David Hightower. Once again, and this was put on by the United Way of Pensacola, or West Florida, excuse me, and it was held at the Culinary Productions venue there, and
a great one too.
So they were celebrating their 100th birthday, the United Way of Northwest Florida. So they've been around a minute.
A little longer than you, baby.
But yeah, on May the 3rd, about 100 people came in, and they kind of teamed up with the idea of the Kentucky Derby. So it was kind of a derby party.
Thus the gala.
So they made a big party out of it, and they raised money for the United Way and its commitment, a century-long commitment to Northwest Florida, emphasizing collaboration with local businesses, governments, and nonprofits.
Absolutely.
But no, a great event. It's good to see Pensacola again come out and support.
Absolutely. And I know this is cheesy, but we definitely want to touch on taking it to the source with Bread and Table Club.
Yes, our non-for-profit.
I'm so excited, and thank you again, VIP, to coming out and showing your support for our organization.
What a wonderful event.
This is, if you haven't heard about this is called the V3 Ranch. And it is owned by the most adorable couple, Clayton and Haley Van Noy. You may recognize that last name. And they have longhorns. I mean, like real live, lots of longhorns.
Yes.
And they raise them, and they hand feed them. And somehow after they hand feed them, they can still butcher them. But the meat is just incredible.
Yes. The meat, the farm itself, or the ranch, is beautiful. Beautiful setting. So we set up under this large oak tree.
Yep.
And we had live music. Fortunately, we had Keith Logar and our good friend, and then.
Yeah, and we want to say Jim Brown was a musician.
Jim Brown, yes.
And then we had
we broke the meat down, cooked it all day.
Right. Jeff with the Pig and I came out and took care of the sides for us and the desserts. And we had this big, huge buffet. And Keith Logar and his friend Osana from Japan
Osana, yes.
came out and cooked multiple types of beef. I mean,
well, we had a quarter of the animals.
A quarter of a cow.
Yeah.
So y'all went out and started early that morning.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. Live actions. Anyway, we raised a ton of money for.
I think Keith and Asana kind of drugged themselves out of there at the end.
It was a long day. We raised money for the children's backpack program through Feeding the Gulf Coast, and I just want to thank a lot of our board: Amy Brown, Rihanna Jorgensen, Karen and Cliff Favreau, of course Lisa and Jimmy, Jennifer and Josh Belcher. So many people, wonderful people, came out and put together this event. And it was a wonderful time. And we've got many beautiful faces here. I can't wait to show this. The magazine comes out this week, and I can't wait to show everybody all these wonderful faces.
But yeah, look up V3 Ranch.
V3 Ranch, correct.
It's the Vanoy Tire family, and they do a terrific job. And it's something that we were surprised to see it just on the outskirts of Pensacola, in the Pine Forest area, just off of Pine Forest
And
Road.
they sell tallows
or
too.
Mobile Highway, yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, great. Good stuff.
And
So next.
As we know, VIP doesn't just do events. They have some wonderful departments and articles. And I could not let this go because we have a personal connection to this article here. But the swizzle this month is Fiery Fusion jalapeno cocktails for summer. And we're just having dinner with some good friends of ours, and Rihanna Jorgensen, I'm calling you out right now. So apparently there's something going on TikTok where they're putting in the jalapenos in a Sauv Blanc.
Yes.
A glass of Sauv Blanc. So Rihanna shows this, and she doesn't put 2 or 3 or 5.
Well, she kept adding.
She put like 30 in her Sauv Blanc, and it's a thing. And we need to get Rihanna to post that picture.
Yeah.
Rihanna, post that picture on our comment,
under
our comments on our YouTube
It's surprisingly good. I mean,
no,
you
you
know,
said it was surprisingly
it's
good.
so
I said it was
the green
gross.
jalapeno kind of knocks out the sweetness of the Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay. Wow.
Which made it really refreshing and kind of fruit forward, if you would. But yeah, wasn't hot,
Okay.
like you would think. But it was interesting. But yeah, these
I'm gonna let you have that one.
these recipes. I mean, they're
So in
try
this
this stuff.
in this month's magazine, there's actually a recipe for the spicy margarita and the spicy paloma. And I actually did like this. Rihanna, listen up. They have a sparkling jalapeno rosé. Now this does sound interesting. So rosé, tequila, grapefruit juice, maybe 1 or 2 jalapenos, not 30. Anyway, great article. I loved it. And it's perfectly timing with what's going on with the TikTok right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no doubt. Cutting edge. So
definitely cutting edge.
We have to do a quick mention of
Yes.
Southside Splendor
Yes.
out at Portofino. We had them on talking about the event to come up. And
if you tuned in and saw us on Blab, Jennifer Boone and Adam Morris came by and talked to us from Soundside Splendor, and that was back in April. And
it turned out amazing. Yeah, what a great event!
Another record-breaking event for them.
I think they raised over $400,000
mind-boggling
that day, which is insane. But a perfect day. Addie and Nels offered all.
They were the
honorary chairs.
The honorary chairs.
And how befitting that the event raised more money than ever, and I think it was also an anniversary of the event.
It was an anniversary of them.
I got your glasses.
At you. Thank you, honey.
But no, it's just awesome, and lots of people came out, of course.
And everybody at our table got photographed but us. Thanks, Hannah.
Yeah, well.
No, to Hannah's
yeah, we were busy
Hannah's
talking.
Defense, she was looking for us,
Yeah.
and we were talking with every chef that we know constantly on the other side of the pool. But anyway, lots of beautiful people in this one too.
Well, we're going to jump in
We got
one more
because we have some guests coming up, and we are so excited to welcome our guest and let them talk a little bit and
we will
remove us a little bit.
No, that's great. Yeah. Well, you don't want to miss a guest today.
No, you do not.
Great. So the Give, Care, and Share column this month is an interview with Carolyn Grawy.
I think
I'm
it's
probably
Grawy.
pronouncing that wrong, but
I hope Carolyn, we did that right.
But she is the executive director for the Center for Independent Living of Northwest Florida. So if you read the article, you need to read the article because they do way more than what I thought. I've hear about them quite often.
Right.
But they help ensure people with disabilities are able to achieve independent living, which you think about all that may cover. So all ages, all backgrounds, all disabilities.
Wow.
If you know someone that needs help in these areas, this is what they do, and they're very good at it. So read the article, read up on it, and I mean since 1972 they've been doing this.
They've been doing it a long while.
But the need there, I mean, most of us know someone that is either disabled or has a disabled person in their family. The need is great, and what they're doing, what great work, because having that independent living status is so big, and for your morale and for you wanting to go forward in life and not being dependent on someone else for everything, right?
Totally agree. Totally agree.
But anyway, it's good read. Please read it, and if you can help them or volunteer to help their agency, please reach out to them.
Yeah, and again, we'll have this website listed under our comments.
Absolutely.
But what's so nice about Give, Care, and Share and VIP Pensacola? VIP is for, apparently, we all know, here for the charitable events. But they're here for our community, and the Give, Care, Share is an opportunity for sometimes it's the smaller organizations that may not do any kind of large events, or a larger organization that still doesn't do a lot of events that they won't be covering them. So they put
it's an opportunity to give them exposure.
Exactly, exactly. So again, if you know of a charitable organization out there, and you would like for VIP to look at you and be considered for Give, Care, and Share, again, please contact Verla Price at VIP.com.
All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up.
We are going to go take a short break and bring on our guest. And Steve is so excited because they're beautiful. You'll be surrounded by beautiful women.
It's never a bad thing. Never a bad thing.
We can't wait to welcome Robbie Schrock and Jessica Simpson. So, of course, the iconic Blues Week that's coming up in July, and we're going to tell you all about it. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to VIP Pensacola's live edition, and we have our guest with us.
We have some wonderful. Well, this is Steve's lucky day because we have
surrounded
got
by
some
beautiful women. That's
beautiful
good. Yes.
women with us today. I want to say welcome, Robbie
Welcome.
Schrock, with the as the director of administration with the Santa Rosa Island Authority. I did practice this beforehand.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
And then Jessica Simpson. And Jessica Simpson is with the Pensacola Beach Chamber, which is inside the Pensacola Beach Visitor Center.
You got it.
I got it.
Thanks for
You did
having
better
me.
on the second.
I did. Welcome,
I mean, her
ladies.
name is Jessica Simpson.
I know.
You should have a disclaimer in there every time,
Yeah,
Not-
my husband did this to me.
That's true.
That's
and
right.
you guys are fixing to come upon one of the most iconic weekends of Pensacola, for sure. And we just wanted to let people know a little bit more about it. Some people, well, let's say that most people have been involved in this, but they may not know all the insides and outs and what to expect. And so that's what we want to talk about with you guys today.
Awesome. Yes, we are so excited to host the annual Pensacola Beach Airshow. And of course, it's featuring the world famous Blue Angels.
Yeah.
And so
Nice.
we're going to kick off on July 9th, which is a Wednesday, with what we call Circle and Arrivals.
Okay.
So, for instance, today they have gone to Smyrna, Tennessee, and that would be a new territory for them. Here, we're lucky because we're home. But what they would typically do is they're going to go, and for Circle and Arrivals, we're an overwater show, obviously. So they're checking the center point and the crowd right boats to make sure that they're on position to where that they want them as it relates to their flying.
Wow.
And so it's a fun day. They're welcoming them to the community, if you will, and they're kind of familiarizing themselves with the area. And so it's a fun morning. It kind of starts out a little bit slow as they are, again, doing what they need to do as it relates to the boats. And then you'll see some of their activity out there. And it wraps up about 10 o'clock, and the tagline is Breakfast with the Blues. So we enjoy Wednesday morning. It's a great way for, the older folks that don't enjoy the heat, or perhaps the younger
crowds.
children and the crowds, to come out and spend a morning with us on the beach.
Yeah.
So then we'll roll right into Thursday, which is July 10th, and that is called a practice show for the Blue Angels. So if all goes as planned, weather dependent, etc., you'll see your Blue Angels in the sky at 2 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And so they'll be overhead. Then we roll into Friday, which is Jessica and my longest day of the weekend. And she'll share a little bit more about the vendors and how she gets them all set up for Friday. But Friday starts very, very early for us, and it's called a full dress rehearsal.
Okay.
So on Friday, we will then welcome all of our civilian acts to come and join us. And we have one of the star-studded lineups that we could ever have, and we are very, very excited to have them.
Nice.
They're going to be headed up by our air boss, which is Paul Intrican, and he is a local to the area, and he's been our air boss for many, many decades. So we're very excited about that. And then Friday, quite frankly, is fairly easy, again, weather dependent, because it's kind of rinse and repeat of Friday. And then Friday would be Saturday would be July 12th.
Okay.
So I want to turn it over to Jessica to kind of share a little bit about what happens at what we call Show Center and what some of the viewers probably know as the Gulfside Pavilion or Casino Beach.
Yeah.
Right. So our part in the Pensacola Beach Airshow is we get to organize what we call the Blues Beachside Bazaar. So we get to host some vendors and market just local businesses that are there to help those people who we know have gotten to the beach at roughly 4 a.m. or
Early.
5
I know,
a.m.
early.
Very early. But at 7 o'clock on Friday morning and on Saturday morning, we will have a total of 20 vendors, and it is sponsored by our friends at the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. So they get to cross the bridge and come over and lead the way for our vendor market or our Blues Beachside Bazaar. But there's a lot of great names that you know out there. Domino's Pizza will be there. Our friends at Senior Frogs will be there. So we'll have some food options for those people. And
Now, is that set up there at the visitor center or
no,
out on the...
this is at the Gulfside Pavilion
Okay,
or
Gulfside
Show
Pavilion.
Center.
Okay,
So
good.
right off the sand where you can go catch some shade. If you don't have it, hopefully you brought it, but they'll be they'll be there next to the Gulfside Pavilion. Australian Gold signed on this year, so there's some sunscreen options and there's great jewelry. The Crafted Makery is a local jewelry maker from Palafox Market. She'll be there prim and proper. There's 20 different vendors open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
assuming, like, when you say jewelry and things like that, like maybe blues things, like these lovely earrings.
Yes, I have
Yeah,
some
it's awesome.
fantastic earrings from Jessica, one of Jessica's vendors,
That's
and
right.
I love those studs.
That's
those
right.
really cool studs.
There are unique items. The show itself has an air show apparel vendor called Airwear. And so within the market, you'll see different things. So not necessarily just your regular old t-shirt. There's earrings, mugs, things like that these local businesses make. And so it keeps the variety there for lots of different options of certainly Blue Angels featured things. So permanent jewelry is one of them, and there's great little jets that she's going to feature. I know, I'm looking forward to that one. So Waves and Welds Jewelry Company and a number of other Covenant cookie creations. There's a lemonade shotgun barbecue and lots of options at the market this year.
This is that's exciting. I know it's exciting for it's really exciting for all of us that are out there for a long time, and we're looking for something else to do, you know, and to be able to shop. Hello, especially when you have girls. But you know, this is something that has been going on for a lot
Long
of
time,
years here, and it just seems to get bigger and bigger and more people and more people. But for some reason, you guys seem to be able to adjust to that. And I mean,
Yeah, well, I would like to shout out Step One.
Okay.
They are our largest sponsor of the air show for 2025. And so with their gracious donation and sponsorship, we are able to bring in some of those world-class acts like the Red Bull Jump Team
Okay.
that, I mean, they're with the Red Bull team. Like
Oh,
that
wow,
is
yeah.
really, really awesome. Like they are some of the most elite athletes in the world.
Wow.
And so also down at Show Center, this will be on in the sand. They'll have their wigwam, which is, you know, a really cool octagon shaped tent that they'll be there. And once the guys jump down into the sand, they plan on going over to the wigwam tent so you can actually
They're
interact
gonna
with
jump
them.
into the where everybody's at.
Yes,
They'll
yes,
land on the
at
beach,
Show
yeah.
Center.
Wow.
So this will be their third year. So we're very, very excited to have contracted with them again and excited to have them there. But again, because we have sponsors and donations and gracious people, you know, we're able, like Step One, we are able to, you know, kind of bring in some different things.
Is that Step One Automotive?
That's
yes,
right.
Yes. Okay.
That's right.
Cool. That's very, very good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big deal to be able to bring those type of events to Pensacola.
That's right.
I still think it's probably the best air show. We've actually called it the air show in San Francisco one time, accidentally.
Yeah. It wasn't planned.
Very good. But but I think by far, you know, we're compact. Everything's in one spot. It is beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, it takes a little time to get on and off the beach, but there's nothing like it.
No, there's not. I mean, I would like to say it's the largest beach party, especially on the Gulf Coast, with a few little jets in the sky.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I mean, we are so fortunate. We absolutely, my team, Jessica and her team, it is our honor and our privilege to be able to put this on. I know a lot of people think that's all that in particular I do. And I'm like, actually, it's just like one little weekend out of the year. But it takes so many agencies, you know, from public safety to emergency management with Escambia County to fire rescue. I mean, lifeguards. I could go on, our maintenance team with Escambia County. I mean, I could go on and on and on to talk about how many different agencies are involved in putting this on. And without them, we couldn't do it, you know. And so we just have the fun part of coming and hanging out with you and talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is something that you don't just go to once and never go again. I mean,
It never gets old.
It never gets old. You never get
That's
tired
right.
of seeing them. You never get, I mean, I get goose fees every time, and I'm thinking, God, I've seen them like 1,000 times, and every single time they fly over, it just, your whole body just tingles. It's amazing.
Well, it was funny. This morning, I ran into a colleague and a friend, and she works at Visit Pensacola. And the way she described it is, we don't have an SEC team, we don't have an NFL team, but we have the Blue Angels. And I'm like,
really
that's the MVP team.
It really is.
So we really are. We are fortunate here in Pensacola and Pensacola Beach and Escambia County to have them here as our home team.
That's
Well,
right.
Robbie, you were so good about this, and I know you talked to everybody about this one weekend. I know it's a smaller, you know, it's not what you do all of the time, but you're so good at talking about it and presenting it in such a beautiful way. But so tell us a little bit about you, because I don't know how you ended up in where you're at.
Yeah,
and
sure.
doing what you're doing.
I would love to. So, my college suite mate from the University of Tennessee, go Vols, grew up in Gulf Breeze.
Okay.
And so I said, after we graduated, I am going to come here for one last hoorah summer, and before I go get myself a big girl job. And guess what? I never left. And I ended up marrying local, and so I have been here since 2009, and I am fortunate enough to have raised my family. I have 4 little kids, and
Beautiful.
oh,
little kids.
thank you.
Just,
Beautiful
woo, if
family,
you don't
yeah.
If
follow
I
her
look
on social
tired
media-
on this TV show.
No, you don't. That's the whole point.
And so fortunate enough that we're raising our family here. And of course, we have a little boat we call the Tiny Dancer. And, you know, we truly live, work, and play on Pensacola Beach, and feel very fortunate and very blessed to have found this community and been embraced like I have. And again, I'm like, wow, I've almost lived here longer than I've lived like
Anywhere else.
my hometown with my parents. And that's kind of weird to think, because that means I'm getting older, but each year is a blessing. So.
Yes.
Well, you do a great job holding on to the Tennessee life.
Dolly.
And Dolly. I was going to say Dolly.
That's right.
And then Jessica, tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Well, mine's easy. I was born and raised here and never left. So I loved it so much that I went to a couple of other places, lived in Orlando for a little bit, but Pensacola was home, and it was fun, and I loved the people, and there's a number of new people, even though I was born and raised here. I get to meet someone new every day, and working in the visitor center, that helps. And the visitor center is not ever somewhere I went because I was born and raised here. So it's a lot of fun to work in there and meet our visitors and know that they can see that there are natives that are still here and never left and love it as much as they do when they come visit. So
And I know we were talking earlier about the visitor center and what it does, and you
Right.
shed some light because Steve and I have never been into the visitor center, and we were like, "Wow!"
Well, that's okay. You're not a visitor, so it's not necessarily something you're expected to visit, but it is a place where we have a lot of fun. We shed a lot of light about Pensacola Beach. We have staff that work it, but the majority of those that are in there are volunteers. We have a force of about 45 volunteers that work the visitor center, and they make it so much fun in that we don't just share the brochure. Oh, what are you interested in? Here's a brochure on it. Our visitors center and our ambassadors is what we call them. They've created a happy hour book. So if you're coming to visit,
that is really cool. Did y'all hear that? Happy hour.
you
book?
can walk in the visitor
Really?
center as a local or a visitor and figure out where all the happy hours are.
That's cool.
And where on Monday night are $3 martinis, and
Yeah.
Thursday nights are $3 margaritas somewhere, and bushwhackers are half off at this day on this time at this place. So we like to give the visitors a locals feel. We know that locals don't necessarily like to give up their secrets,
Yeah.
but, and we don't do all of those, but we do like for people to have a quality time here, to feel the hospitable nature of Pensacola Beach, which we know exists and is real.
Absolutely.
But we also want them to leave and not have said, oh man, I wish we would have known about this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we try to give them all the information, including some secrets to make it fun and a quality, because we want them to come back. So
That's right.
Absolutely.
But we live in a special place.
We do.
Everyone that moves away is trying to figure out how to get
That's
back.
right.
It's a matter of time. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
it's true.
Well, and one thing I wanted to share about the air show and the visitor center and the role it actually plays, according to public safety, which is something Robbie touched on, one of our big things is making sure that all of those at the air show are hydrated. We have heat and sun, and
Ooh,
at some
that's
point
good.
you have to get out of the water during the Blues show. So at the visitor center is the official hydration station, which is sponsored by Pro Health, so free water there.
Oh wow,
So if
that's
you're walking
really good
along,
to know.
if you're walking along the sidewalk or you feel like you're overheated and your cooler's empty, just take a walk to the visitor center and we will give you all that you need.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Well, that brings up one of the questions I wanted to make sure I ask.
Okay.
Is everybody's always talking about what to do. What should people not do during the Blue Angels weekend shows?
Drink alcohol without water.
Not eat.
Yeah.
Not eat.
But
Be in
yeah,
a
people
rush.
still do it.
Be in a rush. Patience.
Yeah, leave their patients at home. That is not something you should
That's
do.
true.
But park blocking any sort of the roadway.
Okay.
So we know that we have a ton of people on that beach, and there are some leniencies in parking. We're up on the curb. Robbie, tell me if I've said anything wrong. And that's all okay, because we want to accommodate everybody to experience that. But if in any way your car is, somebody has to drive around a little bit, if there's a tail sticking out, anything, that's where we have a problem. So
Now, speaking of that, Robbie, is there trolleys going to be running?
Yes, we are going to have, we'll increase our number of trolleys and buses during the duration of the air show. And you can always go park at Park East and Park West. And 9 times out of 10, there are parking spots down there.
Okay.
A lot of people don't necessarily want to go there because they think, oh, they want to go to Casino Beach, unload, go down to Show Center. But we go and we pick up and we bring them back to Show Center. And then, you know, we reverse that after the show is over. So so utilize some of those free
Absolutely.
trolleys.
Yes, that's how I definitely would say.
And everybody knows trolleys during the summer from Memorial Day to Labor Day start at 4 p.m. But during the air show, they start as early as 6 a.m.
Yeah, much earlier. And we'll release some of those fine details a little bit closer once we get with our team over at ECAT.
Okay.
But yes, just know that that is definitely an option for you.
Okay, perfect. So then what we'll do then for our viewers out there is we will let you guys know in the comments.
Yeah, what about the
post-
website?
Post the comments.
People-
Is there a website that they can also
Yeah,
go to?
visit PensacolaBeach.com.
Okay.
And that will list everything. Also, follow our social media channels. So we're very active on Facebook, which is
Yes.
Visit Pensacola Beach. And I know Jessica's doing a fantastic job over there, and I'll let her share her channel.
Sure, there, or the Pensacola Beach Chamber on Facebook, PensacolaBeachChamber.com. We'll link both the air show and then all of our vendors at the Blues Beachside Bazaar as well.
Perfect.
Well, you've told us a lot that we've done this air show a million times that I didn't know. But yeah, so everyone, go to the website, watch a show, share it with others, and see what you should be doing, not necessarily what you've been doing.
And I just thought of one more. Don't fly drones.
Yeah.
Do not fly
Yes.
drones.
Yes.
That's a new, a
Yeah,
lot of
I
people have
think-
access to the drones
I
now.
didn't think about
And
that.
so if there is a drone in the sky, it will shut down the air show. So please
Oh,
adhere
wow.
to that.
We're going to add that to
Good
the comments
information,
too, because
yeah.
that is really good information.
That's right.
Okay.
We want to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And so much for coming by and talking with us. And I know we are going to be at the air show
Mm-hmm.
as we're a few million of our friends.
Yeah.
And anyway, thank you guys so very much.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
And
Thank
we want
you.
to say to our viewers, thank you so much for watching us our second time. And if you have a local event that you would like to promote or have VIP come and take pictures and do a write-up, please contact Verla Price at VIPPensacola.com. And we would appreciate any of your comments, any of your likes. No, none of this. This is really good stuff.
Yeah.
And
And thank you for watching.
yes, and we will see you next month when we will be in July. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.